Hi guys. Yeah, I know I'm supposed to give you this video brief a long time ago, but I thought it's pointless for me to give you a video brief if I never really did the thing. So yeah, usually we do the thing before giving you the brief, but at some point, because we were kind of busy, so I decided to do the thing after I give you the brief. But it took a while. But yeah, it takes a while. Yeah, and but doing it didn't take long, so that's a strange thing. So I was thinking that I actually did it, and I'm going to share with you how this goes. But first I'm going to go through the brief again, and here goes. So now this fantasy book is basically a non-verbal book. It's kind of reflecting of your emotions or things relating to emotions, a thing that's causing emotions, things that you can't really put in words. So you don't really have to do the traditional scrapbook, or like you can just put in just about anything that makes it so obvious. But I think in this case, after our last lecture about analogies, metaphors, it'd be good for you to it's good practice for you to actually use objects and two-dimensional or three-dimensional objects to actually place into that book. And the materials, I've made it very clear about the materials. So basically we're basically coming to a submission week soon, and I think it's still good, it's still possible for you to actually finish this really well. Now basically what's happening is you got a brainstorm, but I'm sure you've gone through the 6 hats mind map, and many of you have gone through it. I've seen most of it, but there were some that yet to be seen, so I will be able to work on this, look at it maybe on Monday, or if you can always send me online, no issues. But if you've already done it, that's fine. But I think most of you have already made a decision, so just don't worry about the mind map for now. Just extract the green hat suggestion proposals, then get it done. And if some of you have not get it done yet, you can still do it, because what I've just done took me about 2 days. So what I'm about to show you is very easy to do, very simple, and it's kind of like how I did it, but how you guys do it is totally unique. And many of you have suggested a number of things to me, and I've said okay, go ahead and proceed. Just go ahead and get it done then. So basically I've gone through this with you in lecture, and you've already known this. And like in terms of binding, you can use either a ring bind, or you can use wires. You can use various methods of binding. There's so many different kinds of wires that you can get those stick wires where you can actually bend, but these need to be bent by a plier. You can actually use I've got this toolbox here. You could yeah, oops, yeah, you could use other kinds of wires. There are all kinds of other wires. Yeah, the ring binds I'm talking about was kind of look like this, but the larger version. Yeah, and you can use various kinds of materials in your book. Yeah, wires like that, like bendable stuff. Had other kinds as well, which I have is somewhere deep inside my toolbox, and I'm not gonna bother looking for it right now. So you could use that. You could use string to bind it. You could, or you can just fall back on the file binder, which could fit in A4 cardboard. So A4 cardboard, or you can use card, infra board, whichever that's easy to mount on, or paste on, or screw on, or stitch on, whichever method you choose to do. So you have to use mixed media, which means pretty much anything, just about anything. You have to find a way to put it together, so you have to be really smart about how you can put your pages together. So there you go. Now I know I said A4 and I also said A5. The slides here shows A5, so I would say both is fine, A4 or A5, because A5, it'd be pretty interesting to see how many A5s you can use to actually make something like this. Chances are you would need a thinner cardboard rather than a thicker cardboard. So there are various different kinds of cardboards. So now on to what I have done. Now this is basically what I did. So as a way to try to make sense of it, then there you go. So this is basically it. I just want to, let me just hang on there. I just go to let's push this to the bottom, and okay, there you go. So this is basically what I have right now, and if you can see, this is my happy page. Now what's happening in my happy page is that I have all these different paraphernalias on it, and I'm going to lift this up a little bit and zoom a little bit closer to the lens, and you'll be able to see this. Yeah, so you can put like words on it, you can use any material you like, you can paint on it, you can do stuff on it, you can actually stick stuff. Now this is my version. I don't know about your version, but as you can see, it's made on a cardboard, and you can see this is a kind of a thick cardboard, and it makes it very easy to create effects like this, where you can actually you know, remove the upper layer and you can see the corrugated bits on it. Now I just so happen to have this smiley smiley thing, because I remember it was given to me as some kind of a wish, you know, like a good luck wish kind of thing. So I so happened to have it, and I thought, why not put a smiley dead center on it? So yeah, well, whatever comes to mind, you know. So then you have all these other things, and one of my favorite sci-fi series, like Star Trek. You know, it's like I put it right here. This is the badge, Star Trek, the USS Enterprise, and then you have something here which is quite mysterious. Now, someone who is looking at this page might want to figure something out here, so I'm not too sure whether you can see what needs to be figured out. And oops, hang on, let me just do this again. Yeah, so then I've got some other things that's going on here as well, like this kind of box here. Now this box here is for anyone to leave a note, and you can actually put it back in. I've got, yeah, I'm just having fun with pasting stuff, and all these wires are all connected to this little box here. This junction box has this junction box means there's, I don't know, there's power cells inside. Maybe it's like a battery box, but there's no real battery. So just, and what else there? This is a real tree bark. I collected this during one of the student trips long ago. This is a magnifying glass. So what this page is showing is that I love to investigate strange mysteries, and I could look closer to things and look closer at the tree bark, for example. Then so I attach this magnifying glass here, and of course the battery here is like more like the source, a motivating source for everything. So you could actually investigate, look closer, like this leaf, for example. Wow. Then these eyes on top of this means that you ought to see with other eyes as well. So I only have two versions of these eyes. I could have easily drawn these eyes, but I managed to find everything you're looking here. I found. So I found all these things. I've got this stuff here. Everything here I found. I never, yeah. Well, the pencil is my own. So yeah, so I just had fun. So this is basically my happy page. Now how am I gonna put it together? So if I had a few this, oh yeah, these bits over here, these are like you know those, oh boy, it keeps doing this. So it keeps this one is like one of those, you know, when you buy a toy and then you have those twisty stuff, you know. Like I got lots of these. I collect a lot of rubbish in my toolbox, and you could show you one of these. Yeah, you could use thin wires like this, you see. And you also have, what's that? Yeah, those things when you buy, you know, when you buy toys. When you buy toys, you got this kind of plastic bits that you can actually bend and twist. Yeah, I did that. And of course, the most important tool here is the glue gun. The glue gun is the best tool for something like that, and I think most of you agree with me on this one. So you should try. You know, I collect a lot of rubbish. I even collect like you know, like some bottles. They have this thing that you can actually, yeah. So I actually use this bottle thing over here, this one, to wrap this magnifying glass, and this wire here. This is a thinner version of this thick galvanized wire. This is a thick one. This will be bent using a plier. But this one, on the other hand, this is a thinner version of it. So I just bent it over here. And yeah, and tin foil. I use canned drink tin foil. You can actually cut it with scissors. So you can actually cut these and make a page that looks something like anything that you like. But this is my version. This is my happy page because it has a lot of things that inspires me on this page, especially like Star Trek and exploring the stars and reading about science fiction. And you have, of course, art. I am passionate about. I like to do craft work at times, and it's really nice and inspiring. So the design art spirit is something that kind of motivates me. And of course, this one is, I'm really happy doing lots of strange investigations. I really like it. So I like paranormal, study paranormal stuff and things like that. So yeah, there you go. So to some extent, I like to research. This will always remain a mystery. This one over here, this will always remain a mystery. I don't know whether anyone can figure that out, but there you go. So that's basically the least I could show you, and I'm sure some of you have much more awesome looking pages. Now, how long did I take to do that? It took me about, I think, all in all, about 2 hours, 3 hours. About 3 hours. Took me about 3 hours to do everything. That's it. And with 3 hours, one page, you could do 5 pages in 5 days. No, actually you can do 2 pages in. After that, if I were to work on another one, you might, sometimes you would take about 3 hours to work on one, then maybe you use less time to actually work on the next one, because you start to get warmed up, and then you start to just like continue going, keep going and keep going, and you just won't stop until you finish everything. It tends to happen, right? So yeah, I was tempted to do more, but I've got other things to do, so there you go. So I hope you understand a little bit of what I can show, and all the best. And you know what's the most important thing? The most important thing is stay unique, and one way is try not to rely on your eyes, because no, I mean, don't rely on your eyes, because everything you see is not literal. That's what I mean. If you see any object can be a good different representation. You can paint over that object and make it look a lot more different. So, and don't rely so much on the obvious. Use lots of analogies. So explore different materials and have a lot of fun. Try to connect it, make it interactive. So yeah, it can be a very exciting thing on that page. So a cardboard, it'll be this thick cardboard really does world of difference. So I've got screws here, but the screws are small ones. They're small ones, and some of them you got to bend at the back. So what I did was, if they're coming out a little bit, so I just used the glue gun and just made it a little safe. Yeah, so there you go. Okay, so that's it. I hope we can do more. Hope I can do something live one day. Just hope to have the time. But if I do have the time, I'll do something live, and we can have fun doing all kinds of weird stuff on a cardboard. And have fun with your fantasy book. Remember, it's A4 or A5. It can be A4 and A5. Just have fun with this, okay? And no matter how, I'm sure you'll find the best way to bind this. Alright, take care. Bye.